Hello everyone, my name is Phawx. This is Persona 5 Strikers running on the Aya Neo. Very quickly, let's go ahead and take a look at the display settings. You can see that we are running full screen. It does 1280 by 720. There is no 1280 by 800, so it wouldn't be perfect. There will be a little bit of black borders that is kind of letterboxing everything. In graphic settings, these are all set to low. You can see that rendering scale is 1.0 here. However, in the Radeon image boost, I have it set to 88%, so that would be overriding here. I have played a little bit, so we're going to go ahead and jump into that. So the interesting thing that I find about Persona 5 Strikers is that they have seemingly managed to find and strike a very interesting balance between Persona series in general, which is a JRPG, which a lot of people are going to expect turn-based battles, and then kind of blended in the Muso, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but it's the Dynasty Warriors type of game where you have a bunch of enemies and you kind of just mow them all down. What I found is that they've still had the traditional theming motif, however you want to pronounce it. It still feels largely like a Persona game, but with the trappings of Muso games on top of it. More to the point is, even the small amount that I've played, all of the, like even the dialogue interactions and how that operates is very similar, and I would say that it's familiar with people that have played Persona games before, so you still have all of this type of dialogue that I think a lot of people would find interesting. But then, you're ditching the turn-based combat and going for real-time combat against a lot of people, but then they're mixing in all the special abilities and all the other stuff. So it winds up being something wholly unique, yet familiar at the same time, and they strike that balance reasonably well. So they actually did a really good job with it. And again, I'm not the biggest Persona player. I've only dabbled with it, but there's a lot of familiar trappings there that are indistinguishable. It's like you couldn't possibly feel it's anything else. Whereas, you played some of the Zelda Musu games that have come out, Age of Calamity being a little bit better insofar as that it adopted more of the Breath of the Wild aesthetic. But yeah, like even just doing special moves and stuff just feels very, very natural. This is just kind of going through that. Now, you guys might not have heard it all that well, but there was a little bit of rumble there. So largely, the Aya team has fixed the rumble from my pre-production unit. It now feels perfect. They really did a good job in taking some of the feedback that I had given them a while ago and really honed it all together. So kudos to the Aya team for that. Now, if we just take a look at metrics here, we could boost frame rate considerably if we forced rendering resolution down. And again, you saw in the settings themselves I had it at 1.0, but we are doing Radeon image boost in the background. There we go. You can see that we kind of hover down to the low 50s periodically, but we have a more consistent 60 often. And right there is a decent amount of rumble that is fairly noticeable. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it feels just fine in hand. Temperatures right now are 58 degrees Celsius, completely cool. And again, if you take a look at our CV package power, we're at 15 watt. I've set the TDP to 17 watt here. So we have a little bit of room in the hopper, but it's not actually necessary. The device feels super cool in the hand, and games are playable. Now, this is a brand new game that just came out last week, and it's fully playable. One of the benefits of using AMD drivers, obviously, is that AMD is working on a bunch of stuff in the background. This game does work on other platforms as well, so it's not exclusively unique. So yeah, Persona 5 Strikers is actually really cool. I say that as someone that is not the biggest Persona fan, or as a person that has played through all the Persona series, but I feel like they did a really good job of mixing these two genres together and having a wholly Persona experience. And again, bringing up the previous Zelda series that we've seen before with Age of Calamity and Hyrule Warriors. Hyrule Warriors being something that was really felt super shoehorned in. Even Age of Calamity, I didn't get fully sucked into, and I'm a huge Zelda fan. So maybe if I take it from that point of view, when I think about that, perhaps it's not going to line up as well. But I just feel like in Age of Calamity, they really fell back to the very dense menu systems that were present in a lot of Musu games, whereas Persona series still has its very unique styling. So I don't know. I'm of mixed minds of it. I think that if you're a Persona fan, you would still like it. If you've never tried Persona before, it is actually pretty cool. There's a really good style. There's a good amount of exposition that you see right happening right now. So if you don't want a bunch of things to read, perhaps this isn't going to be the game for you. But there is dialogue to read. There's things to get interested in, having conversations with people and being mindful of what's going on with the story. Anywho, that is my look of Persona 5 Strikers on the Aya Neo. It's running exceedingly well. In this particular configuration, you can see our total system power was around 22 watt the entire time. This translates to a little bit over 2 hours of gameplay time, so you're looking at 2 hours and 10 minutes of gameplay time. That's going to be my look at Persona 5 Strikers for the Aya Neo. As always, guys, thank you for your time, and thanks for watching.